Hi guys, I hope you're doing great. And in this video I'm going to explain two topics that are related: substitution and ellipsis. Now, they help us to improve writing style and also our speech by avoiding the repetition of words previously used in a sentence. And first, we're going to see substitution. Substitution is when we replace a word previously used with another word or phrase, and we can use many different words and phrases in substitution, including words such as but, either, some, do, and so. For example, here we have, don't you ever read the Times, Watson? I've often advised you to do so if you want to know something. All generalizations are false, including this one. I really love your biscuits. Can I have another one? He's sure he will pass the exam, but I don't think so. Now, then we have here some examples of the words or phrases we can use with substitution. One-on-ones. We can use one to avoid repeating a singular countable noun, and we can use ones to avoid repeating a plural noun. Do you need a pen? No, I've already got one. One here is referring to the pen. Instead of saying no, I already got a pen, we say no, I've already got one. Now, and the next one says, which car do you prefer? I like the red one. One here is referring to the car. Instead of saying I like the red car, we can say I like the red one. Now, do so. We can use do so or do so, did so, doing so, etc. to avoid repeating a verb phrase. If I can help, I will be happy to do so. Do so here is referring to help. The next example says, I won't apologize because doing so will be admitting that I was wrong. Doing so is referring to apologize. We can also use do it, that, more informal instead of do so. Like, they told me to be quiet and I did. Then we have if so and if not. We can use if so, if that is so, positive, or if not, negative, to avoid repeating a clause in a conditional sentence. Do you want to be better at what you do? If so, pay attention to what I have to say. If so here is referring to if you want to be better at what you do. Instead of saying, do you want to be better at what you do, pay attention to what I have to say. It sounds kind of repetitive and so confusing. So instead we say if so. Also we have here, Mr. Chen should be there when you arrive. If not, just give me a call. It's the same thing here. Also we have so and neither. We can use so and neither plus an auxiliary plus subject to avoid repeating a clause when we are agreeing with someone. Here says, I can be there at any time tomorrow, so can I. So is referring to I can be there at any time tomorrow too. The next example says, I shouldn't take the offer and neither should you. Neither is referring that you shouldn't take the offer either. If there is no auxiliary verb in the first clause or sentence, we use do, does, or did. I love this book, so do I. We arrived on time and so did all the other guests. Now, remember that substitution is when we replace a word with another word to avoid repetition in the sentence. Now, we're going to see ellipsis. With ellipsis, rather than using a new word, the previously used word, phrase, clause is left out. The context of what is being said or written makes the meaning clear without the words being there. We have two types of ellipsis, and the first one is situational ellipsis. This one is mainly used in speaking and so is more informal in nature. We use it for leaving out various grammatical words from sentences, such as pronouns, articles, and prepositions, and also for shortening answers to questions. And then here we have some examples. It says, I wonder where Joe Healy is these days. With ellipsis, we leave out the I and we just only say, wonder where Joe Healy is these days. Another example is, bye, I hope you have a nice holiday. Instead of that, we just say, bye, hope you have a nice holiday. Now, after and but. Words in the second clause can often be omitted because they have been specified in the previous clause. The example here says, I went to the cinema and then to dinner. Here we omitted I went. In the next one, it says, she ordered 8 cartons of milk, but they only delivered 4. Here we omitted cartons of milk. Now then we have adverbial and relative clauses. Textual ellipsis is also used as after conjunctions such as while, when, after, and before in adverbial clauses. This is done by omitting the subject and the auxiliary verb, a form of the verb be after a conjunction. When you are leaving the dinner table, you should ask to be excused. Here we should omit you are, and instead of saying it, we should say, when leaving the dinner table, you should ask to be excused. Now, with defining the relative clauses, sometimes the relative pronoun and the form of the verb be as an auxiliary are omitted. The example says, the person arrested is a female aged 23. Here, we omitted who was. And well, that is all for this video, and I hope you understood my first explanation, and thanks for watching.